Hello and welcome to Inspired by Tea. Thank you for looking at my channel. I wanted to talk to you about sleep paralysis, how it's affected me, what I actually had happen to me, and how I actually get out of sleep paralysis. I'm going to hope that this video helps someone because I found sleep paralysis blimmin' daunting, if I'm honest with you. So the other day I was chatting to someone about sleep problems, which is why I'm doing this video now. I have been a sleep paralysis sufferer for many years. So I'm going to start at the beginning. So at the age of 13, I started getting sleep paralysis. Now, the first time it ever happened to me, I'd only just had a really bad accident. So I suffered with a broken leg, broken hand, fractured skull, and at the time of the accident I was like bleeding from the ears and things, and my family were actually at a point where they thought they were going to lose me. So I did spend a bit of time in a wheelchair, having to learn to walk through physio and things like that. And I remember when I came out of hospital, my mum went off to work in the morning and I was in bed recovering, and at that moment, I remember my mum leaving and I felt this presence in the room, and it really scared me, this feeling that there was somebody there. And at that moment, my entire body became frozen. I couldn't open my eyes. I couldn't open my mouth to scream, which kind of felt quite natural that I wanted to do that. And at the time, I always remember it was the bed covers that I had, the duvet, lifting up by my head and actually going back down. And I was absolutely petrified. Petrified because my whole body had frozen, had no idea what was happening to me. So when my mum came home, bearing in mind, I'd stayed in bed, obviously I was pretty hurt because I'd come out of hospital and I was recovering. A scream from my mum when she did come in, and I explained to her what had happened. Now, my mum is a great believer in the supernatural with ghosts and things. And so my mum told me, because she'd only a few years back, about 4 years prior, she'd lost her mum. And she was like, don't worry, it's only your nan. She's come to look after you. Now, as much as that sounds really good, that scared the crap out of me. What being told that a ghost, my nan, was in the room with me. I'm sorry, at that age, I'm absolutely petrified. So at the time as well, there was no internet for us to look things up. So for many years, I would suffer. So in fact, during my teenage years, it was so bad, I would wake up most nights screaming, and I shared a room with my sister. My family actually had to install a little pool light for me. So when I did wake up, I had light next to me that I could just automatically turn on because I really suffered. Now, I'm one of those people that I do need my sleep. Because I suffered with sleep paralysis, I did not want to go to sleep. I also, when I did then go to sleep and I suffered from it, it would then keep me awake because I was so blooming scared. And also because, like I say, my family believed in ghosts. They'd always say it's ghosts. And it did have that feeling of a presence in the room. So I'm going to talk to you what happens when you get sleep paralysis. With sleep paralysis, your body, as far as you're concerned, you're completely conscious. All right, as far as you're concerned, you're completely awake and you haven't quite yet gone to sleep. Everything, you're breathing, okay, you know you're breathing, that bit, that's working. However, you cannot open your mouth. In fact, you're fighting to open your mouth. You're like, you can't open your eyes, you cannot move anything. Okay, so that then, it went on through many years, and it drifted off. So in my 30s, I found that there were trigger points, and this was when I was stressed. Thankfully, now we have the internet, and there's so much about sleep paralysis and the fact that I'm not haunted by demons. Okay. In fact, I remember at the age of 16, I was sent to a medium because of my sleep paralysis. And I told her what had happened to me because I was advised to go by my mum. And she said to me, "It's okay. You're being looked after as well." And to say this little prayer in your head, please God, look after me, etc. So I did do that. Like I say, but now we have the internet, source of knowledge for me. So I am so pleased that I looked at what sleep paralysis actually is. I didn't even know it was called sleep paralysis at the time. It was a disorder. Now, apparently, I looked this up, and 8% of the population do suffer with this. Now, I actually question that. How does anyone know who actually suffers from sleep paralysis? Because as far as I'm concerned, I spoke to my dad about this also, going back in my teenage years because it was getting quite bad for me. He told me he suffered from it. And now my daughter, being a teenager, she's now getting sleep paralysis as well. Now, thankfully, I'm able to say to her how I get out of it. Okay, so when I get the feeling, what happens to me is now I get this rocking of the bed, it feels like, that's when I know I'm going to get it. It is triggered when I am stressed. So what happens is I get this rocking, and that's when it tingles and it literally, everything freezes. And I do not fight it, okay? I used to fight it and probably stressing my body out more. What I do now, I know what's happening, and I relax. I relax it out, and it's gone. It probably lasts now about 6 seconds, and then I go back to sleep. Well, I'm assuming I'm in some sort of sleep state anyhow, and because I relax, it gets out of me. So, and also as well, I'm now also, because I know my trigger points with the stress, I also try now to do meditation, which is really, really good. I do certain things to avoid actually getting the sleep paralysis. It's not nice. It's very scary, and being told that ghosts and things are visiting you. Yes, you do feel that presence in the room, but it's just something's happening. I don't quite know. I don't quite understand it all. But that's how I get out of it. I de-stress my body at that moment in time. I just completely relax, and it goes away very, very quickly. I'm actually one of those lucky people that I'm able to control my dreams, so maybe that helps me. I don't know. I'm able to actually wake up. I've been woken up out of a dream. I'm actually able to put my head back down on the pillow, and I go, I want to go back to that dream, and I'm able to do that, and I'm able to control my dreams when I'm there as well. So maybe that's got something to do with it. I don't know. So I do hope you find this helpful. If you do suffer from sleep paralysis and you're scared, I just would say to you, don't be scared. Just really and truly just relax, okay? Just relax out. And that's what works for me, and I really hope that works for you. So I hope you find this helpful. I just thought, as I was chatting about it the other day, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna share this with you, because it is a problem. It's a problem now for my daughter, and I give her the same advice, which, that helps her. Before she broke up for school, she got a bit stressed out with certain things, and the loss of her father, and she started suffering a little bit then. So I do hope that you find this helpful. So if you wouldn't mind, if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up or subscribe. That would be great. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.